science. I am Dr. Popsicle. This is a wonderful show where we are discovering the joys of how science and cooking work together. Now, you see, science is very precise. You must follow the directions perfectly. Same with cooking. And so today we are making a very precise, exact recipe for instant ice cream. Instant ice cream. Are you ready to go?
Okay.
Ready. First, we are starting with the rock salt. Now you need to do exactly two teaspoons of the rock salt. Exactly two. And then you want to stir exactly two. It's very important to be precise. And now we need to add 3 cups of this liquid. Special liquid. Oh, special liquid. Exactly 3. No more. 3. No less. Follow the rules perfectly. Be a faithful scientist. Ooh. And then we must, of course, add the final ingredient. 3. The final ingredient, very, very important to get this just right, is to add the sugar. Now, the sugar, you want to go to the second line in the cup. Now, any more than this, be precise. Follow the directions like a good cooking scientist. Second line. And then, yes, and then we must agitate. We must use only a giant whisk to agitate for precisely this amount of time. Now that this is done, we will have to wait. You are done?
Done.
Followed perfectly.
Perfectly. Exactly the same as what you did. Exactly the same.
Now we must put this in the fridge.
Okay.
And just wait. Now we don't want to add anything more, or it will not be instant ice cream. Okay. Let's put this in the fridge. And we will be back with you in a moment.
Welcome back, kids. I'm here with Miss Maddie.
Hey, everyone.
And we are going to teach her some of the motions of we trust because she doesn't know them. And so we're going to take her step by step, and I need your guys' help to get through it. So go ahead and stand on up and let us teach Miss Maddie what we're doing with these motions. All right, get your wiggles out. All right, so we're going to start with our right hand. And we're gonna push all the way. And you're gonna step. Other hand, push, step. So you're basically pushing away. You could get kind of groovy in it. You think you got it? You look good. All right, so what are we saying during those lines? Let's see. Some trust in chariots. And these are your reins, like you're on a chariot. Summon horses, and this is when you're crossing your arms just for a little bit of pizzazz, some flair. Okay. And so what do those mean though? What do those mean? Huh?
I don't know.
Why are we talking about horses? We cowboys? No. Trusting in horses and chariots. This comes from a Bible verse in Psalms 27, which is where
a little bit of salt, a little bit extra.
Where we should be putting our trust in is in God, right? And we get to that part in the song. All right, so some trust in chariots, some in horses, but we trust in the name of our Lord. Yeah, that one's really simple. You got that in one.
I think I got it.
Yeah, I think she did.
Okay.
You did pretty good. Let's give her a hand. All right, now it's time for you guys. We want to see you do it with gusto. So let's roll the song.
Some trust in chariots and some in horses. Some trust in chariots and some in horses, yeah. trust in chariots.
Okay, Dr. Popsicle has very specific instructions, but here's the thing. I want extra sugar. This is what I like. I like a lot of sugar, see? So I'm adding extra sugar because that's what I like. I like it. And I definitely like a little bit of salt. A little bit of salt, a little bit extra. And oh, chocolate chips, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? These are things that I like and I want to do them. This is gonna be so good. Very chocolatey.
And some in horses, some trust in chariots, and some in horses, yeah. All right, here we go. We trust in the name of the Lord our God. We trust in the name of the Lord our God. We trust in the name of the Lord our God, yeah. We trust in the name of the Lord our God. We trust in the name of the Lord our God. We trust in the name of the Lord our God, yeah. Some trust in money, and some in fame. Some trust in money, and some in fame, oh yeah. Some trust in money, and some in fame. Some trust in money, and some in fame, oh yeah. All right, you guys, but what about us? Hey! We trust in the name of the Lord our God. We trust in the name of the Lord our God. We trust in the name of the Lord our God, yeah. We trust in the name of the Lord our God. We trust in the name of the Lord our God. We trust in the name of the Lord our God. All right, here we go. We trust in the name of the Lord our God. Oh yeah, yeah. We trust, that's right, in the name of the Lord our God. Oh yeah, hey, woo. We trust the name of the Lord our God. Psalm 20, verse 7. Hey, 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 yeah.
All right. That was a lot.
Yeah.
You guys ready to do another one? You ready to do another one?
I guess so.
She is ready. She doesn't know this one either. So let's teach her. Get back on up. If you took a seat, get right back up on those legs. And we're gonna learn the motions to Wise Man Rock. All right, you guys ready?
I'm ready.
All right, so to begin that song, we start with wise man, you get a crown, built his house. You gotta put your leg crossed behind your other one. House on the rock. You're making kind of a mountain. He built his house upon the rock. And on the rock he stood. Standing strong. He built his house real good. So you're kind of building, putting stones upon stones. And then this is where we get fancy footwork. Ready? You're gonna take your right leg and you're gonna cross, step, clap. Nice. Ready? Cross, step, clap. And I kind of like tilt my toe out for fun. Oh! All right, let's try that again. Cross, step, clap. Cross, step, clap. All right, cool, you got it. All right, so what does that mean? Wise man upon the rock? Huh? What it's meaning is the wise man is building his foundation on the rock, which is the Bible, which is God's word. And the foolish man is building his house upon the sand, which is the world, and will sink once the floods come up and wash it away. But the rock will remain forever. that God is that rock and His Word is there for us to learn and to read. You ready to see these kids do it?
Oh yeah.
Okay, get back up on your feet and bust your stuff. Let's go.
The wise man built his house upon the rock. He built his house upon the rock, and on the rock he stood. He built his house real good. The wise man built his house upon that rock. He built his house upon the rock, and on the rock he stood. He built his house real good. Woo! And when the rains came down, that man was safe and sound. Oh no, he didn't drown. And when the winds rolled up and blew around his house, it did not blow it down. No, 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 no. Now the foolish man built his house upon the sand. He built his house upon the sand. It was not a very good plan. He was a wishy-washy man. A wishy-washy man. And when the rains came down, the floods were all around. He was unsafe and sound. And when the winds rolled up and blew around his house, it blew right to the ground. No, 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 no. At first you start with the strong foundation found in the Word of God. And the Word of God's gonna find the truth, and the truth is a solid rock. And the solid rock is Jesus Christ. He is the Son of God. And the Son of God showed us how to live, and He taught us about the Father's love. Jesus, you are true. You are the rock, and I'll live my life by you, yeah. I will not be moved. You are the way, and I'll live my life by you, yeah. Jesus, you are true. You are the rock, and I'll build my life on you.
Hey guys. Okay, time to practice again. Do you guys remember our verse? Ephesians 2, 8 and 9? Good. Okay, let's say it together. Ephesians 2, 8 and 9. For by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not of your own doing. It is the gift of God, not a result of works, so that no one may boast. You remember it? Okay. Now I quizzed you really hard last time. I took a lot of words out. And I would like to say this time I'm gonna take it easy on you, but totally not going to. We're gonna quiz hard again, okay? We're gonna remember this verse and we're gonna start working on taking words out. Here we go. Ephesians 2, and good job. For by grace, through faith, and gift, works, boast. Did you get it? Okay, that was hard. We took a few words out right off the start. Now let's do it again, and I'm gonna take even more words out. Ready? Here we go. Ephesians 2, 8 and 4 by saved, not works, boast. What about that time? Did you get it? Okay. Final time. And this time I'm gonna leave the first and the last word in, but you guys have to tell me the reference before we get started. Okay? This verse is found in, good job, 4 boast. Great. Okay. You guys did so great practicing. I think it's time to check in with some of our friends to see how they did.
Ephesians 2:8-9. For by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not your own doing, it is a gift of God, not a result of works, so that no one may boast. For by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not your own doing. It is the gift of God, not a result of works, so that no one may boast. Ephesians 2:8-9.
For by grace you have been saved through your faith. And this is not your own doing. It is the gift of God. Ephesians 2:8-9.
For by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not your own doing. It is the gift of God. Ephesians 2:8. Ephesians 2:8. For by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not your own doing. It is the gift of God.
Remember, have an adult take a video of you saying your verse and send it to us at Compass. See you next time.
Obedience can be hard because our desires, the things that we want, come into conflict with the people that tell us to do those things. But we always have to remember that when our parents tell us to do something, it's for our good. It's because our parents, they've lived longer than us. They know more than us. And so when they tell us to do something, they're telling us to do something with more knowledge than we have. They know what's best for us, and they prove that. They show us that they love us, and they tell us to do things that are going to be good for us. Well, if that's true for our parents and how we obey our parents, it's even more true for God. You see, God knows all things. He has laid out the beginning to the end. He knows everything. He has lived forever, and He has loved you more than anybody in the whole world. God cares for you so much that He sent His Son to die for you, and now He's asking you, since He has proven His love to you, to obey Him. But obedience can still be hard. What should it look like when we are called to obey God? Well, sometimes it's easy and sometimes it's hard. Let's check out the TV, see if there's any good shows that help us understand this one today. Welcome back, it's Dr. Popsicle. We are making our instant ice cream. Ice cream, it's going to be so good.
I love ice cream. I love it.
So we have followed all of the instructions perfectly. We have perfect ingredients, and we will get them now out of our fridge that we have put them into.
It's a low refrigerator. It's very low.
And now we have followed the instructions perfectly. We must one final time agitate or mix. Agitate science, mix cooking. That's the difference. We are going to agitate and stir our ingredients one final time. Now we have salt, we have sugar, and we have our water. There should be nothing else in there. Precise ingredients, followed and obeyed the instructions perfectly, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect is
now,
perfect. Yes.
Let's now pour this into our container.
Okay, I'm gonna put this in here because I make messes sometimes. I do. We all do. Oh boy.
Perfect. That's all we need. Okay. We don't need to be that perfect for this. Now that we have this, one final time, let's one last stir.
Careful.
Give it a sniff. Make sure it smells perfect. It should smell sweet.
Oh, it smells good.
Okay, and now we are going to move on to our final stage. Are you ready for the final stage?
I cannot wait.
Let us follow the science to make our instant ice cream. Here we go. Okay, this is the final part of the experiment and the cooking. And it should be the easiest part. If you followed the instructions, it should go perfect. If you obeyed the instructions, it should go well. Now, it's very easy. We have transferred our liquid to our beakers, because this is science. We are now going to add the coloring into our beaker.
It's beautiful.
We are going to give a slight stir, and then we are adding our cream to make it so delicious.
Ice cream. I love ice cream.
This is going to fill just a little, And now we are going to pour our instant ice cream into our bowl for the magic and the science and the cooking of the instant ice cream. Look at it go. Do you see it?
I want to eat it.
Yes! There it is! Instant ice cream! Look at how perfect it has become. You just
cream.
pour and it clumps into perfect round
Get in my
balls
belly.
of ice cream. It is exactly how it is supposed to
Perfect.
work. This is perfect. There is no way to do it better. You follow the instructions, you get instant ice cream. And of course, look a little on my mustache. It tastes so good. Okay. It is your turn now. So
Okay.
you remember the instructions. So you follow perfectly.
Yes, everything was perfect. I measured, and yes, it was good. Look at that. Okay, Dr. Popsicle, remind me what to do. What do I do?
Pour the coloring in.
The coloring in.
Yes, very good.
Such a good blue. Oh,
It's going to be so
And I
perfect.
love
like my
ice cream.
ice cream is going to be so
I have
good.
ice cream for breakfast, for lunch, for second lunch.
Okay, that's good. Now give it a little stir.
dinner.
A little stir.
A little stir. Let's see.
Now you can use this. Sometimes it causes a little bit of a
yes.
problem. Let's put
Okay,
that in.
okay.
And now pour in your cream.
So I'm gonna add the cream. And I also eat ice cream for dessert.
Oh,
also,
me too.
yes.
It's my favorite.
And
Just
second dessert.
Pour it
Yes.
all in.
So
and
this
then,
is gonna make it delicious ice
Yes,
cream.
pour it all in fast.
Yes, this is
it's
good.
very important to
This
do
is
quickly
good.
and then move.
Cream.
What is
What's happening?
What
This
is
is not
going
ice
on?
cream. This is not. Wait a second. Something's happening. Something as bad is happening. Wait, hold on. Hold on.
It's not the same.
But what? But wait. What do I? Ah!
Did you follow the instructions?
Sort of. I sort of. Wait.
What do you mean sort of?
Wait,
This
hold
is
on.
science.
Hold on. I gotta get this back in here. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. It's gonna be fine. Everything is fine.
This is not how science is done.
Hold on. No.
See if you pour it into a bowl, what will happen?
Is this? Oh!
Do you even have any ice cream in there?
Let me see. Wait a second. Oh, look at that.
That is not right.
Chocolate ice cream.
Why is there chocolate? There is no chocolate in the ingredients.
It has an ice cream stick on here.
A popsicle.
Like a Dr. Popsicle. Yeah.
Well, everybody, this is a good time to remember to obey the instructions and follow them correctly. It is science and it is cooking. This is Dr. Popsicle, and I hope you had a good time cooking with science with us.
I think it probably would have been better for Brandon if he would have obeyed. You see, it seemed like the scientist, cook, whatever he was better and knew more about it than Brandon did, but Brandon thought that he knew what was best for him. If God knows what's best for us and we obey God, then that'll be good for us, right? Well, what if it's hard? In the book of Acts, we have the Apostle Paul, and the Apostle Paul is a faithful, obedient servant of Christ. He is marked as the most faithful, obedient servant throughout all of his ministry. He is always doing what Christ tells him to do. Maybe he doesn't do it perfectly all the time, but he is marked by his faithful obedience to his God. Do you like traveling? Traveling can be really fun, but what happens if you get stuck in an airplane, or stuck on a boat, or stuck anywhere? What happens when you get to the place you're traveling to, you don't have a place to sleep, or maybe people are mean to you or rude, or you lose your money? All those things would make traveling not very fun, right? Well, the Apostle Paul, he traveled all over the place, and he knew that he had a purpose, a goal, a job that God had given him to do, to go and preach the gospel and tell people about repentance and faith in Jesus. But Paul knew that this wouldn't be a fun trip. He traveled from Athens to another place, to another place, to another place, all around the region as far as he can go, knowing that in every city he went to, he would not be welcomed. In fact, he knew that he would be beaten. He knew that he would be thrown into jail. And yet Paul, over and over and over again, was obedient to Christ. He obeyed God because he knew that was what he had to do, what he must do, and he did so with joy. He didn't think he knew what was best. In his own mind, he probably thought it was best if he wasn't beaten, right? If he wasn't thrown into prison, that would seem best, but he knew that God's plan for him to be obedient and do what God called him to do was always best. You see, we don't always know what's best, and so we are to be faithful and obedient to Christ all the time. What God calls us to do is first to be faithful, to be obedient to the call of the gospel. God wants us to respond with repentance and faith to the gospel. He wants everybody, everywhere, to believe and have faith in Him. That is the first step of obedience for a person. But God calls us to do so many other things, and we need to be faithful and obedient. Sometimes it can be hard, just like it is for the Apostle Paul. But we have people like the Apostle Paul who stand as a strong example for us, people that we can look to say, even when it was hard, he knew that what God had for him was best. And so Paul obeyed. He told the churches to imitate himself. Paul told them to imitate me as I imitate Christ. Paul was modeling the obedience of Christ, and he was calling others to imitate and model his obedience as well. God has given us amazing examples in the Bible of people's faithful obedience that we can look to when it is hard for us. When we start to question whether or not it is good or right or best for us to obey, we need to look to these stories and trust that God knows what is best for us. Paul says in Acts 21:13 that he is ready not only to be imprisoned for the sake of the gospel, but even to die in Jerusalem. Paul is willing to go all the way to the point of the thing that no one wants to do, to die for the sake of what God has called him to do. Because Paul knows, and we need to know, that obedience to Christ is the most important thing. There is a place waiting for us. There is a King and a Lord and a God waiting for us to welcome us home with Him if we are faithfully obedient to Him. We need to always remember, like Paul remembered, that obedience to Christ is the most important thing, even over our own desires to do what we want. So next time you're having a hard time obeying, whether that's your parents or something that God tells you to do, to be kind, to love one another, to serve others, remember the example of Paul, and let that be an encouragement for you to do what is right and to faithfully obey.
All right, here we go. We're gonna make a paper airplane.
I'm excited about it.
You are? But
yeah.
Why are you wearing a lab coat, and why does it smell so bad?
Yeah, so about that, see what had happened was, I was with
All right,
Dr.
enough
Popsicle.
of that. We're gonna do some paper airplanes.
And it stinks. Okay, let's
All
make
right,
these
let's
airplanes,
make a
'cause
paper airplane.
That did not. I didn't follow the instructions last time I did something, and it did not go well. So
All
I'm
right.
gonna do my best to follow your instructions.
All right, well, first, just grab a normal piece of paper, and you want to fold it hot dog style.
Hot dog style. Okay.
So not
Love
hamburger
hot dogs.
style, the long way, like a hot dog, right in half, crease down the middle. Then you want to open it back up,
Okay.
and then take one corner and bring it down to the middle. So that,
triangle.
like a triangle, right in top right-hand corner. And then you want to do the same thing over on the left side.
Did you notice my hands are blue for making ice cream?
They are a little blue.
They are.
It is slightly concerning.
Yeah. Check that out. Okay.
So then
Look at
there
that.
you go. You have a little triangle at the top. Then what you want to do is put it face down and then fold it according to the same line that we did at the beginning. Right in half again. There you go. Nice.
Following instructions.
All right, now it gets a little tricky. You want to take the top and bring it down to the bottom, almost folding it in half.
Okay.
So these are going to be the wings of the paper airplane. right down to the end.
Tell you what, this is easier than making ice cream.
It is just a piece of paper.
Just like this, right?
That's all you
I'm
need.
going like that.
There you go.
Table?
Yep, right across there.
That's how you do it.
And then you want to do the same exact thing again to make it
figured.
even smaller.
One thing I've learned from flying on airplanes my whole life is you want them to be symmetrical.
It's true.
You want the wings to match. Look at that.
There you go. Make a nice strong crease.
All right,
There you go.
cool.
Then you want to flip it to the other side and do the same thing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like you said, symmetrical. Keep it even. Oh.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
So now take it from here
right,
and fold that in half again.
Fold it
like
in half
that.
again. Okay.
Yeah.
As you can see, I need a lot of instruction. Okay. In half again.
There you go.
Look at that.
And then over to the other side and do the same thing.
Amazing. This is gonna be good.
And then boom,
Yeah.
you open it up,
Look at that.
and there you've got your paper airplane glider. And there we go, we got a paper airplane. Let's see how it flies. All right, here we are at the top of Compass Bible Church on the roof, and we're gonna see how these things fly.
We got extras too. Let's go. Oh yeah. Oh.
Let's go!
Okay. Okay.
It's like 300 yards.
That was a long one. Watch this. Come on, shaped like a circle. Are you serious?
No way! We want you guys to make a paper airplane as well, and ask your parents to take a video of you throwing your paper airplane and send it to us at the email address below.
Oh, this instant ice cream is so good. You guys gotta try this.
See you guys next week.
I don't know if I could eat all this by myself.